Now that we've finished our basic website layout, it's time to add a logo, to create some thumbnails to place into our video boxes, and to adjust our layout to allow for a pull quote and a design example. So the first item is we want to put in our logo. We'll go back to this screen and we'll collect up our logo. Here it was placed and grouped together. Then we'll just return back to the other screen and we'll place it here. Now we want to enlarge it so it fits in there, and without ruining the scaling, holding the shift key. And perhaps just a little bit larger. And that's about right. The next item we want to do is to place an image that will represent our video. We can do this by going to place, going to the folder where our images are kept, and then placing it here on the screen. We need to just increase that just a little bit. So we're going to do that by going here, and we want to keep it to close to a 9 by 16 aspect ratio. So we can do that by going here. That would be 75 pixels to about 133. So we'll increase this one to 75. And then we have it there on our screen. Now, what if we didn't have our picture already? Well, the way that we would go about this is to do a screen capture. You could do that by using a number of different tools. The Debut video capture works. You can also use the print screen key on your keyboard. There's other electronic programs. I'm going to actually use a program that is called a snipping tool. As you can see, I have the screen up here of what I want to place. Okay, let's go back and get the right screen this time. We have legibility already placed, and we'll go to our video on readability, and using the snipping tool, you can come in and then just capture the part of the screen that you want. Okay, then by saving it, we'll call this read to. Then we can go back to our original, go again to place, and let's just change places here since the legibility in our course work actually came before readability. Then drawing this into about 75. We now have our readability slide in place. Okay, so what about this other problem that we have? Need to put in a example box and a pull down quote box. In my case, the most logical place to put this would actually be in this border right here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this section out, and I want to capture as a group this section let's get our bar and move that over just a little bit. So we want to capture this section and eventually we probably will. Okay, so we just want to slide this over a little bit to give us a little bit more room here on our left-hand margin. Now we don't need these boxes anymore anyway, because they were just placeholders, so we'll just remove them. And we can now move our line back over so it's lined up with the edge of our box here. In fact, maybe just a little bit more. And this leaves the room over here for our quote box or pull down quote, and for our other image. So we'll start here by placing a text box. And we want to have it right justified. And just to kind of mark it here, quote, Okay, let's kind of fills that in a little bit there. And then of course, our type is not really quite big enough. So we want to change this from a 12 up to maybe let's try 21. That makes a lot bigger there. And then want to come over here and change our line spacing. A little bit more. That's about the same. So 28. Okay, so we have our pull quote box. And then we need to place an image down here. Now the image that I selected that would go along with this section is also found here in my file. It's the image of a topographical chart. So we'll click there and place. And of course it's way too big as it came down. But again, we'll place it here, secure the scaling. And place it just below our pull quote. Bring down the intensity of our pull quote here a little bit. And we can do the same thing with this by just lowering. Let's get on the right one here. And then that doesn't quite show out quite so big. And then of course when we go to our next step, we'll adjust all the colors so that they're all working well together. Okay, so we lost our topic headings. So in order to allow room for this, I'm going to go ahead and just take this box and bring it on up, and I'm going to pull it on out to the edge of the page. I'm going to move up our header here. And just extend the box down just a little bit more. And this is the section up here where we're going to pull in or headers.